Patterson, a former walk-on. Plenty of those with Coach Snyder's roster. As Adams fields it at the 1. And he cuts back just over the 20-yard line as he was tackled by
game with Perkins, and they are patient with that. Will continue to get him his touches.
Play action to open up the game. A little bit of pressure on Hundley as he is able to get it complete to Thomas Duarte. And Duarte's
led down the middle of the field.
Read option and then uses the next option to go to Lucien, and what a play it is. Devin Lucien, that triple option. 4-yard gain there from Lucien. Take the jet sweep, and he keeps it himself, and Hundley goes.
This area of the field so critical for Kansas State to limit them to field goals, and for UCLA to put 7s on the board.
Perkins gets his first work of the night, and there was nothing there. Hundley able to get it complete for a first down to Luke. First and goal here. Hundley gonna scramble, looking for a block, and into the end zone. Brett Hundley, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. He picked up a very nice block from Devin Lucien.
That's why you saw a little bit of that man free earlier, try to keep a linebacker, a little bit of zone coverage here. And there's Hundley's ability, why he's the 2nd leading rusher, 8 rushing.
And Fairbairn hits, will kick away. Big leg as it goes to the back of the end zone for a touchback. Marcus Robinson in the backfield with Waters, as Waters will pass on his first play of the game, and he's going to be sacked by Eric.
Aggressive defensive mindset. You play man coverage, and you get right after the quarterback, and look at that pocket collapse around Jake. He's looking for somewhere to run.
There's in the country just acted like one on the opening play. Waters pressured again, and he just got it away as Dion. They run a stunt against Waters. He's looking for room. And now slings it away.
Begin the game.
Nick Walsh is punting away to Adams. It's good hang time here and drives it back. As it is muffed for a moment, and then Adams fields it and makes the most of it on the opening drive. Got to get an answer on that. As Hundley gives way to Perkins, and he's taken down. Shannon, what is that hanging off Brett Hundley?
Easily would take a piece of leather, put it on his face mask, and say, leather never breaks. So these guys are using it as a motivation and to award guys for good performances.
2nd and 7, and Perkins is stopped. Kenny easily one of these. And keep it on the ground here with Perkins, and a lot of room for Paul Perkins inside the 30. First down.
They got gashed on that opening drive, and look at the 3 down front trying to bring some pressure in UCLA, and Brett Hundley so capable there at checking. Not just Jake moves the sticks.
31-yard run for Perkins. There's that quick throw to Peyton.
Play. But that opening drive, dangerous. That last 3rd down, real problematic when the blitz can't get home either.
Peyton now as he's pushed out. Perkins initially stacked up, but then gets that
12 and rushing. His chance to get nearly 1,500 yards with a good night tonight.
Perkins pressured, and that was almost.
Once again, not content just rushing 4. Bring Randall Evans, the nickelback, right.
True freshman Nate Starks as he spins.
Man-to-man across the board. Pressure coming.
Pressure up the middle. They pick it up. Ball looked like it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. And
already gotten Kansas State out of a lot of their comfort zone. That is an all-out blitz. Covers
27. And he puts it through. He's a guy that can change things in a hurry. Tyler Lockett. From about 3 yards deep into the end zone. Ball came loose there. Flag.
Holding on the return team, number 90. Penalties declined. The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by UCLA. First and 10.
So the ruling on the field just saw, and they should be able to reverse that with the forearm being down here.
And the ball is not moving in any way, and the forearm clearly down. That's the whole key there. Was there any movement of the ball there? Lockett's got it secured.
Previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field, after further review, the runner was down by contact. There is no fumble. Kansas State will retain possession of the ball.
This is Charles Jones. A little bit of breathing room now just beyond the 9-yard line.
Early momentum. It's going UCLA's way.
Waters quickly gets it to Lockett, and Lockett makes the most of it.
And it's a good thing that Tyler Lockett's played for 4 consecutive years, because you know what he can feel? He can feel Ishmael Adams, the defensive back, right on top of him.
Screen gobbled up. Curry Sexton had no chance with Miles. With these UCLA linebackers. Waters has time. Downfield he goes. Well covered and incomplete as Sexton.
These games, to let the guys play a little bit. Sexton's pushing. Ishmael's pushing. That's both those guys. I think you're referencing the Legion of Boom.
3rd and 13. Sprinting right. Comeback was thrown far to the outside at the 43 for the Bruins. And this is a high punt. A flag is down and a fair catch at about the 38-yard line.
During a return, holding the return team, number 15. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
UCLA. Quickly getting it to Peyton. And he spins free for a few extra yards and a first down.
He sees McDaniel bailing into coverage, an easy pitch and catch.
Paul Perkins now.
Opponent.
2nd and 3. Another pass option, this time Johnson, and he's going to be
Here, trying to dig in. Lots of different looks. UCLA's got the upper hand.
Good read by Hundley, and then look at the late throw to Fuller. Brilliant decision-making by Brett Hundley. A flag.
Big block in the back. Offense, the 14. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So it is coming back. Well, what's a fun offense to watch in this first quarter tonight, isn't it? A little inside screen here to Fuller, and with a blocker in front.
Against the look, Kansas State threw their way.
2nd and 5 now. Quick slants, and that is caught. That is Jordan James out of the backfield. I think they're going to get Alex Redmond here, left guard.
It's one of those areas that's been a bit of a challenge for UCLA this season.
Big block in the back. Offense, number 51. 10-yard penalty.
James and Starks in the backfield again here on 1st and 20. That's James in motion. They go to the freshman Starks, who couldn't find much room.
Former walk-on getting the job done.
2nd and 18 now for the Bruins. Here's Hundley. Downfield, and he connects on a comeback.
And I think as much as anything, it's the route here. That's pretty good coverage. And if Lucia doesn't work back to the football, that's going to...
Perkins only gets maybe 1.5 yards. Well, Hundley does it himself and more. How about that? Final game of your college career, starting it off in style is Brett Hundley, 28 yards.
Redshirt in his first year, but really it's been he and Jim that have built the foundation for the last 3 years, and that's a head coach trusting his redshirt junior quarterback to do the continue to ride that fake, and then trusted his burst and explosiveness to the end zone.
As sharp.
They gave up just 21 on the season, number 27 in college football.
Swift kick fielded by Lockett at about the 6. And Lockett is taken down side with a bit of a cushion. Waters looks that way, now comes down. Penalty goes down as Waters gets free, and he slides past the 45.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 58. 15-yard penalty will be added on the end and run, automatic, first down.
That's a big one.
I think everybody in this building assume that's going to be a holding call, because that's typically what you see when that penalty is thrown from that spot. But that's Deion Hollins getting right into the grill, into the face mask there of left tackle Cody Whitehair. They're trying to mess with their front as well.
Quick pass to Sexton. Robinson with Gronkowski blocking. There's DeMarcus Robinson. See a lot of guys that make the most of their opportunity. Usually not the big prospects like Robinson. That pitch cost them yardage, and with the pursuit.
Really, you're going to throw a bubble screen all the way across the field, and here Gronkowski gets caught in no man's land right there. Jack plays that option.
Seen two such plays tonight. 2nd and 18. Complete to Lockett.
You can see the press coverage nearly across the board. Man,
they only bring 4, and that's all they needed to bring. As Deion Hollins.
Deion initially just that 4-man rush, and Hollins going to loop all the way back and across. And Waters, he likes to play this game. Jake does, being patient.
From 47. Good rotation, and it hit. Last night for Ohio State, wasn't he? Patterson kicks away. It's a short kickoff. It'll be fielded by Adams. And Adams ran into his own man, but then tried to get to the corner to the near side, and then he's pushed out. Forward with McCrane, able to get it in through the uprights. 17-3 game here, as Perkins tried to find that crease on the left side and gets. Downfield he goes, and trying to connect with Duarte.
Scrambling, this may be a chance you drop 8 in the coverage.
3rd and 6. Slant is incomplete.
Enter the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 74. 15-yard penalty. It is his first of the game.
Yeah, look at that face. You know exactly where he's going. He's going to the end of the line of scrimmage, and big yards against for UCLA.
Matt Bengal kicking away Lockett, and Lockett's already past midfield, and here goes Lockett trying to get to that wide side inside the 30. Tyler Lockett, they are knocking on the door.
You know what that is from Jim Mora? That's saying, listen, this is the kind of opponent that's not going to flinch, and he's not going to panic. In a 3rd down drop pass, instead of staying on the field, you're going to punt, and then you back yourself up with a foolish penalty, an unsportsmanlike call.
Here with Glenn Gronkowski, yes, little brother, as the lead blocker, trying to seal that edge. And he did just it. Looking for the fade here, but Sexton couldn't run underneath it. 3rd and 7 now. Look at the time Waters has to the end zone. He goes, and it's through the hands of Tyler.
One of the rare occasions that Jake really had time in the pocket. You see the double move from Lockett, and I just think he lost that brain.
Right down the middle.
Alamo Bowl, one of the best in the bowl season. I know you and I are giddy about being here tonight.
Takes a bounce and then into the hands of Wadu. Jaleel Wadu able to get out to the 24-yard side of the ball. Well, Perkins slipped that time as he was trying to make his cut. Went right into. Hundley threw it to the inside of.
Strength already, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Uses athleticism.
Pressure on Hundley, and they got to him. A dynamic.
And all of a sudden, a little bit of confidence. You ask me, what are they going to do? Well, there's nothing. I mean, this is the same scheme that they have run really this season, their third down package. They do get a 3rd and 11 to put the speed on the field.
Nearly got to Mengel that time.
Bryant got home.
Waters slings it sidearm and couldn't get Kirk. 2nd and 10 now. Play clock's at 1 here. Waters gets the snap, has time, and gets it complete to Sexton. Boy.
Move, drop, touchdown, in your words. Has time. Did not have time in that first 15 minutes whatsoever. Some of that pass rush has slowed down just a little bit of UCLA. Block it on the other side. Give them time on the playground. These guys will make you pay.
Sprint near side. Thrown too far. 14 is where he used to sit. That's why he wears jersey number 14, Curry Sexton. 2nd and 10. That ball is intercepted by Miles Jack. And watch out for him in the open field. Here goes Jack. Fighting his way past midfield. Dynamic in every way.
Reference the lack of real playmakers outside of the top 2, and Waters staring down Cody Cook right there, and that's just not a matchup that's favorable whatsoever. Jack is running. That kid is fast.
That was dangerous, as that time a certain energy to this team. And he's set now on 2nd and 10. Hundley designed quarterback run, and he has room. And steps out with. This time he gives to Perkins, and it was a good choice as he picks up a block from the receiver and streaks inside the 5, diving to the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins.
The takeaway turns into points. Perkins looks like he stays in the entire way and finds a way to get himself into the end zone. Zone read, UCLA's group that time. Up front, an excellent job getting a hat on a hat. Perkins busts the angle of the secondary pursuit. They bust the noise and the momentum that had been going Kansas State's way in this building.
That is a swing. I think practiced the position. He came in and had that 66-yard touchdown run. It was stunning. And Lockett's just going to take a knee here. Wildcat, as he showed pass for a moment, and then Charles Jones brought it in, but he gripped that ball at about mid-chest. Jones tries to spin free and gets ahead.
That is Miles Jack.
Here's pressure on Waters. And how to get it out quickly, and Cody Cook.
You can see Adams, the corner there, coming off in the pressure look, and
Adams. And Walsh is able to turn this over. Good hang time as it is fielded, and the kick coverage with that hang time tonight. Pumps. Has time, looking over the options, tried to check down that time to Perkins.
See next against Oklahoma State, pretty conservative.
Perkins bottled up that time. Valentino Coleman and the game. 3rd and 7. And that was short.
On the year, one of the better groups in college football in this phase of the game.
See if Lockett gets a chance here. Had a 41-yard return last time out. Flag is down at midfield as Lockett breaks free. And he's going to speed past Mengel. We will check on the flag, as that was oh so easy for Tyler Lockett. Robinson was stacked up by Eric Kendricks. And that's incomplete. Waters On the deeper slant and twisting and turning is Cook. Robinson and Gronkowski in the backfield with Waters here. And here is Gronkowski. Waters spins one way, runs the other. And he was crushed.
It's an instinct. And that's going to be a first down for K-State there. Guys here, you can check and look all you want. You're getting man coverage.
Throwing the fade for Lockett. Great effort to go up for it. Oh, that was tremendous as he was matched up with Priest Willis.
10 receiver going up against the 6'1 corner. He gets his hands on him, Priest does, but never finds any awareness to the football, and Tyler sure does. Makes a difficult catch.
Before halftime. That doesn't help.
Yeah, the leading sacker for the Bruins, and he just gets right through Matt Klein-Sorge, the right tackle there. The
Here's your 2nd and 17. He didn't see that coming. Ball's on the carpet. Edos recovered it.
Hard to confuse a guy that's been under center for 4 years, a couple years at the junior college, the last 2 here for Kansas State. But Jake Waters has no awareness, no tip there from Marcus Rios at all. And if we've said
Huntley's going to cross midfield here. UCLA has 2 timeouts remaining. Counting down towards 50 seconds here. UCLA, those 2 timeouts, 2nd and 3. Huntley, plenty of time, choosing his options. He was a little late in getting
the first half.
3-step out of the gun, and look at this. Jordan Payton still on his feet. Made the most of it inside the 10.
Does.
1st and goal now. Clock under 24 seconds here in the first half. To the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bruins. Dagger. Another swing. 2 on the receiving end of that accurate throw from Huntley. And that quick attack of the Bruins.
Is in this game that if they didn't have the attention to detail and didn't take care of the football, it could get ugly, and that's what these first 30 minutes have gotten. In on your opponent, and you feel really good about your plan, and you feel like you can just match up and get in the shoulder pads of those people on the perimeter. You can do.
Second half. Naimi Fairbairn to kick away. And Lockett takes a knee. Shannon, what's up?
Well, Joe, Brock, you guys mentioned
to 14 points, and now Waters looks for the solution here, and they start on the ground this time with Charles Jones.
The mistakes. Yes, Bill Snyder's absolutely right. The interception, the fumble, the drop, but many times it was UCLA dictating those mistakes.
A little bit of a staggered mesh point that time on the team. More pressure on Waters, but he's able to escape it. And then slings it and gets it to Lockett for a first all day.
He really has been a difference maker for them. Came into the game leading the Bruins in sacks. Added to his total. He's got 8 sacks now on the season, but that time Waters able to.
That was ugly right from the start.
As up front that have allowed that secondary pressure of those linebackers to clean and to scrape. And that time Jefferson coming.
See how limited they've been with the run game. Now behind the chains here, 2nd and 15. Little edge pressure, gets it out to Jones, and he wiggles his way.
And even for a second-team All-Leaguer and a very accomplished quarterback like Waters, he has to have the benefit of at least a run game that can keep a defense honest.
3rd down and 5. Well placed to Lockett that time. Put it right on
the shoulder pads. This is a tight little window. You can see Ishmael Adams got a pretty good guess of what's coming his way, and he is sitting right in the hip pocket.
He'll snap on the offense. Number 61. 5-yard penalty.
15. More pressure and more results. Diggy
Edge. Look what UCLA is doing now. Now they're bringing defenders all the way from 12 yards deep. If you get them once, and that quarterback is unaware of his surroundings and what's going on, I could promise him in Waters' way.
shovel pass underneath to Jones as he tries to fight his way back towards the original line. 3rd and 13. They back off into coverage, and it is caught on the inside by Sexton, and he had
the pocket. Second, a very tight window throw. This time again, you continue to see the edge pressure. That's Adams coming from the secondary. Good timing, good throw, good execution on these third downs. Something fine in that first half.
And look at Waters go as he tried to cut around that block. A block. 2nd and 2. Loft it and throw it away. He was more pressure and overthrew the intended target. They bring pressure again, and they get it complete for a first down.
Trying to do is to make sure you get exactly what you want, that you think you're going to expect pressure there, and with that in motion, it was very clear as the safety comes over that he's got a one-on way to capitalize on a sustained drive here to begin the second half.
Tempo of that pigskin's hitting the 10, so it's 1st and goal. Jones. Good.
Trying to sustain drives like this.
Jones again.
Get to the bottom of the field, one-on-one.
Look for the slant, and that was the
back. Not very often, but Owa does a really good job. He gets blocked up by the second-team performer, Whitehair.
4th and goal. Converted a 4th down moments ago. Now the pressure one. Lockett in motion. Sprint to the boundary side and right into his hands. Well executed. Waters to Lockett. For Lockett, his 7th catch of the night.
You love the motion there. You started to see the combo coverage that was going to come his way.
And he gets him on the slant, and he actually threw it behind him, and Lockett quickly turned. So that was the Tyler Lockett show.
About 90 degrees that day.
You know what you get yourself into.
Down there you go. Yeah.
Patterson drills this for the touchback.
You can't fumble. You can't have penalties. That, in Snyder's words, it was self-inflicted in that first half.
Well, Perkins caught a nice hole that time out across to the
75 plus in every single game, and once again, very consistent.
7.7 per carry. But not this time. Ball came loose. Exactly what K-State needs if they want.
Mueller, the two-time all-conference performer. He gets inside. Benenoch there, the right tackle. Caleb has got to get his across and his head across. Instead, Mueller does. Puts his head on the football and
looks Pitt in the 4th quarter. Can K-State close this gap? Good defensive effort that time. Backs him up to a 2nd and 15. Shovel pass, Robinson.
It's been the difference maker.
Trips to the near side. It is Lockett who is split there. Flag came in as there was movement.
Birchman. Defense. Number 94. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Everybody moved, and then there was the snap. Lockett is to the top of your screen. Waters extending the play against the grain.
We've actually seen a little bit of zone. You got safety over the top, a little cloud coverage, you call that, and Waters sees it the whole way.
Jake Waters out of the gun now. Gronkowski offset to his right. Quarterback keep on 4th and 1 out of the gun as he pushes ahead and gets the...
You knew who was getting the ball. Gronk is not a guy that touches the ball either, is Kansas State.
Waters keeps and dives ahead. And so, but watch the helmet on Miles Jack here.
Crown of the helmet leads.
So 1st and goal. Robinson taking a power play to the outside. Diving for it and getting it. Hey, K-State's back in this thing.
You called it. That play is built to go inside to follow the left guard, the pulling guard, Stuyvesant, the power play. But Robinson, the redshirt senior, he's run that play hundreds and hundreds of times on the practice field. He can get the sense, he can get the feel. Gronkowski does just enough there on the edge, allowing Robinson to turn the corner and put 7
moments ago. This felt hopeless. And now,
for as long as Bill Snyder, maybe even a little longer, those points coming out of halftime, that momentum that you can gain is so very critical.
And so are plays like that, where Ian Patterson takes the kickoff. Do we have a comeback brewing here? Or can UCLA get back to business? As there was motion there. UCLA has only run 2 plays in the 3rd quarter. Up
Ball start. Offense. Number 68. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's a big left tackle there, McDermott.
It is so loud here in the Alamo Dome right now. Perkins. He was wrapped up by Randall.
Cute the way they did, nearly flawlessly in the 1st half.
Tackled for a loss. Oh, K-State's. 3rd and 11. Hundley. Quarterback run. Can he get to the outside? Incredible effort by Brett Hundley. When his team needed him most, he did this.
Kansas State rushes 3 for the first time all evening. This play is dead right there, but you see Willis, he over pursues. To Corey Johnson, over pursues. And Hundley makes him pay on the ground. It's what difference makers are supposed to do.
And now able to find Devin Fuller.
Enormous play here in the 2nd half.
Well, Perkins now, and Perkins is able to slip past to the...
It's going to be a hold on the right guard.
Holding. Offense. Number 52. 10-yard penalty.
This is Nate Starks. And he cannot find any room with Truman once.
What looks like a pressure look, and Brett's going to get to the protection that he wants.
Third and 10. Incomplete. Well done that time.
It's here in the final 15.
Big boot that time for the touchback by Fairbairn.
Formation, see if they have a pass off of it.
Lockett on the jet sweep. He's going to pop past that thing, but he threw it to the inside of Charles Jones.
Happier, it's been about their execution, but there's a little bit of your creativity, the pop pass you love so much, Tess. It was there. Just
good ball that time to Lockett.
Here in the 2nd half, just look at the numbers. It all becomes numbers, and you can see outside it's just one-on-one. There's no other way to explain it. UCLA is going to continue to put numbers around to stuff the run.
Waters rush up the middle, and he goes down. That was air.
Now the 6th sack for the Bruins. I referenced earlier, just 22 on the season, and that's just beating Luke Hayes. I don't know what Luke Hayes, the right guard.
2nd and 18. Waters gets it complete to Cody. Return to set up one of UCLA's touchdowns. Waters by fans in purple as Cody Cook was matched up with Moreau.
Kansas State
return. Nick Walsh out to punt away. He's going to let this sail over his head, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So
very good bowl season for the conference too.
Hundley to pass on 1st down. Pump and go downfield, but beyond the reach of the out. 2nd and 10. Another pass play. Now he scrambles and looks to run, and he just goes ahead to the 12.
Zone coverage.
Perkins, he's got it and more. There have been moments when Perkins
come up big between he and Hundley, over 250 yards now. A very nice little concept there. You see the center Brendel pull out in front.
Exactly what he averages to lead the Pac-12. Hundley's going to launch it downfield. And almost right.
That's a couple 1st down shot plays. A double move on the first one, and that one very nearly could have been Nate Jackson.
Here in the gun. That's Fuller in motion. And they go to the inside where Will Gary comes up with a tackle. They only bring 4, and that's all they need to bring. Big.
Mueller, the former walk-on, one of those 4 captains that were one-time walk-on Bill Snyder's program. No surprise, a forced fumble, the enormous sack. When they need it, 44 is delivered.
Took a very good bounce for Matt Mengel. Lockett was telling his team to scatter.
And he looks like
trailing by 13. And why not go to Tyler Lockett? UCLA was Waters. He has been gutsy in the 2nd half. They run a stunt on him here. And he quickly gets it out and gets it complete for the 1st down to Sexton. It's been in that 2nd half. You see he's 13 to 17 here after the half. Look at the time he has to choose his options. And then slings it complete to Sexton again.
Already sacked 6 times tonight. Very little rush this time. And eyes downfield. And Sexton over 1,000 yards on the season as well. Now
Robinson short of the 30-yard line. The slant should give him the 1st down. This was a lifeless offense in the 1st half. They trailed by 25. Look at Waters here. Great job to read that, pull it, and you can see the frustration in Waters.
Eagle formation, offense.
On that to try to get a sense and a feel.
They're saying all 3 receivers, obviously for it to be 5 men. They said somebody
45-yard line
with a 1st down at the 45. But then you have this. The
ghost packages do a really good job of running the rub route, and Notre Dame could take notes on that against Florida State. Just turn your head and look back at the quarterback.
2nd and 6. Rush came in. Lockett downfield. Didn't really have.
Pass interference. Defense.
I think in that occasion, you were just impeding the wide receiver's opportunity to get to the ball. We saw the earlier third.
Playground football, and it's incomplete. A soon-to-be Hall of Famer looking to continue this comeback quest here. Batted down at the line of scrimmage distances here in this second half.
I think what stands out is just how hard he is playing. That's now a couple of...
Flag came in for what looked to be
Offside. Defense. For 58. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And Jim Mora continues to...
Third down and 5. And a sack on 3rd and 5 from Hollins.
He's living a little dangerously.
And a flag comes down as Walsh's punt comes down at the 5-yard line. 7 sacks by UCLA. They flag him through it.
Legal substitution on the defense. There was 12 players on the field. Be half the distance from the end of the kick. 1st and 10.
Going for it is K-State. Waters. The catch. The first down. Sexton with more, and then he goes down. Clock is counting down towards 6 minutes. Waters gets it out quickly, and once again to Sexton, and he breaks free for a moment. It'll be a first down. Waters, quarterback run. He just got inside the 10, and he was met by Waters, shovel pass. Fighting his way is Charles Jones, and he's going to be just short, but it'll be 1st and goal, Kansas. A flag is down at the 10-yard line.
High conduct at the end of that play.
Enter the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense. Number 30. Half the distance to the goal.
Representative of space running out of room on that little notepad for Jim Mora when it comes to these penalties. And this one flabbergasted at the penalties.
Strong push. No call yet. Touchdown. My, oh my. What do we have happening here? Waters in this second half. And a nice push from the Goose, Glenn Gronkowski. Rob
Want to me. This is all about seniors that were not going to go out the way it sure looked at him. Stadiums named after him. His teams just don't quit.
Ishmael Adams, he's a good one from the 4. And he is stacked up just beyond the 20-yard line. Let's take you back through this comeback that could top. And a star opposite K-State now on the field. Here's Brett Hundley as he gives to Paul Perkins, who is wrestled down after a gain of a... Perkins again as he slithers his way to what'll be a third. UCLA. And they will move the chains. 20. Hundley keeps it himself. And he found Truman waiting for him. Just a gain. Can UCLA put it away as there was motion early that time by Connor McDermott.
Ball start. Offense. Number 68.
Critical down the stretch.
2nd and 13. Here goes Perkins. Good night, San Antonio. It's been a nice ride. Touchdown, UCLA. 67 yards. How about that?
Through enormous game-changing play.
And on the 2-point conversion, he comes up short. But a spectacular
against Oregon, a season and career high, and you can just see the numbers committed to the line. It's a Corey Johnson right there. Gets a little bit lost with his eyes. And Connor McDermott, give the big fella some credit there. Had the false start on the play before it, helps wash down, gets a hat on.
valiant comeback by K-State and Waters. Lockett's going to take it from deep in the end zone. He was met hard.
Turn and return. Nickel block in the back. Number 17. That's the distance to the goal. First down.
And that is intercepted as it was deflected, and Priest Willis. Flag is down as Willis returns it inside the 5-yard line. Wanting to tend to his
Personal
junior
foul
guard.
on the defense, number 15. Before the pass was intercepted.
194-yard night. And over the middle to Curry Sexton. As he was... And now Waters connects again to Tyler Lockett. Remember, Waters. He's going to run it. He's got a lot of room if he can get out of bounds here, and he does.
But Sean Snyder, Bill Snyder, special teams coach and son, is talking about.
By the way, the backup quarterback is in the game right now in the slot as we got a touchdown to Tyler Lockett.
Little double move there by Mr. Lockett. No quit in him. He's just going to continue to rack up.
And a couple of touchdowns for Lockett. You can't possibly write the script of
This penalty. Right at the very top of your screen, you're going to see Lockett in the hands to the face there by Priest Willis, the sophomore, right to the face mask. That drives the penalty, negates the interception, and Lockett with the double move on Willis to finish it off.
He goes the opposite side, and it is fought for. It looked like UCLA first recovered. But they are piling on as the officials try to separate it. Paul Perkins fielded that ball. And now you got UCLA, the bench so close in the sideline, they're going to need to get some of that support staff away from this. But it was Paul Perkins, the star running back tonight, who first fielded that ball. UCLA recovered. Eaton, who eventually came out with that ball. But he does the reverse back kick. Yeah, it was indeed Perkins who first got it, and then you see Jordan Payton, his teammate, cover him up. A year ago, in a Conference USA game, it is an outrageous way to pull off an onside kick. McCrane did it, wrapping his kick foot